Turkey, it's a country of contrasts, a place where East meets West and past meets present. I'm here to hunt for art and everyday objects that combine the best of both worlds. Extraordinary symbols still made by hand.
It's a tough job.
And authentic Turkish hookahs.
I told you, this is hard.
That was smooth.
And at the top of my list, colorful hand-knotted rugs made in a remote mountain village. At least, that's what I've heard.
It'd be someone's new rug. It'd be great.
I'm Ian Grant. I'll go anywhere and do anything to find the world's most amazing objects. Many have stories to tell and priceless secrets to reveal. Some I'll sell in my shop back home. Others I'll keep for my own collection. It's a crazy way to make a living, but I love what I do because I never know what I'll find next. Trekking through Turkey, a mind-blowing blend of ancient sites and modern-day marvels. It's here where I hope to find treasures inspired by the legendary Silk Road. Although China is where the road began, for scores of traders bringing goods from the east for thousands of years, Istanbul is where the road ended.
The city is just soaking in history everywhere you look.
Situated between the Black and Mediterranean Seas, Turkey is the only country in the world to straddle two continents, Europe and Asia, divided only by a narrow strait.
That's the Bosphorus right there.
Surrounded by nearly 5,000 miles of coastline, it's pretty obvious why fishing is a favorite local pastime.
Whole lot of rod envy going on here.
But today, I'm fishing for something else. Symbols. At the Bosphorus Symbol Factory in Istanbul. The complex sounds they produce make them among the most highly prized in the world. But I think a pair would look great hanging on the wall as art.
Kadri?
Yes.
Ian, nice to meet you, man. I'm all right. You?
We're doing a casting right now.
Yeah, look at that.
Kadri, one of the few English-speaking workers, says here at the Bosphorus factory, they still make them the old-fashioned way, by hand.
It's a tough job.
Symbols are thought to have originated in Asia and in wartime were used as shields during battle. Hundreds of years ago, when the mountains in Turkey were found to have large reserves of copper and tin, local artisans began producing them here. Crafting them, however, was and still is a time-consuming process.
Look at that smoke just pouring out of here.
It all begins with hot, molten metal, although the specific ingredients are strictly hush-hush.
So the combination of the metal really is a top secret thing?
None of us know. None of the workers know.
None of the workers know?
None of them.
Oh, wow.
The fire is generated by coal, and there's a lot of it.
Glad I wore a sweater. It's working out well for me. Yeah.
Each of the molds will create one symbol, and the molds have to be heated before they start pouring in the liquid metal.
If you have the pans cold, the liquid metal would just splash out and explode.
Exploding molten metal, generally a bad thing.
It would just penetrate right through your skin.
That's a fair warning. Yet I feel like I need to do it. I need to do the whole thing, can I?
First, they grease the molds with motor oil and add boiling water that the metal will sort of float on. Then, it's go time.
All right, my first symbol pouring experience. How's that going? That's a good symbol. There's a lot of stuff going on here. You got smoke pouring off this, bubbling water and oil, and don't forget the molten metal bouncing all over the place. That's good? All right. And look inside those pots. It's still glowing underneath there. Just poured some symbols. It's still somewhat warm in here. Starting to pick up on that. The whole warmth and exploding molten metal thing.
It doesn't take long for the metal to harden. Then each disc is taken out of the mold.
There we go.
And placed in a press.
It's a cylinder for what, flattening them out?
Exactly.
Aha! That thing wanted to take this in.
This is what it looks like when it comes out from the cylinder.
Oh, yeah, all stretched out. Sort of like, you know, when you stick like a coin in one of those coin flattener machines?
The flattening process is repeated 25 to 50 times, depending on the size of the symbol. each time the metal is reheated in an oven to make it pliable.
So from the sounds of it, hammering's in our future?
Believe it or not, this is considered the plum job. Only the most skilled workers get to do the hammering.
First of all, you need to have patience and a lot of concentration.
And a lot of ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Naturally, I have to give it a try.
Yet another opportunity for me to completely mess up someone's profession.
The hammering process really is an art, since it's the thickness and curve of the cymbal that determines its sound.
This part here to the outside is going to be curved up this way a little bit.
I can see why they're not a real chatty bunch in here.
All totaled, it takes about 2 to 3 hours of hammering to complete the job.
That is a lot of work.
Finally, some of the cymbals are polished on a lathe, which gives them a brighter sound.
Ah!
Although I find this part of the process to be the most gratifying.
There we go.
I love the more traditional hammered finish, a nod to the history behind this fascinating art form. This pair of cymbals sets me back a few $100s, but I can already picture them hanging on my wall. I decide to end my day with a little Turkish R&R along the waterfront. I connect with Tunç, one of the locals. We head to an outdoor cafe where a waiter immediately sets us up with a hookah,
They don't waste time around here.
the Turkish version of a tobacco water pipe. Back in the States, the hookahs I've seen are mostly decorative items, but here, they're put to use, and I'd love to buy one. The smoke is filtered through ice water, which gives it a cool and soothing effect.
It tastes more.
In theory, anyway.
I told you, this is hard.
Smooth. That was smooth.
You need to be careful.
Gotta slow down a little bit. Total newbie move, huh?
It's nice, isn't it?
Tunç explains that most people break out the hookah to socialize, sort of like grabbing a beer after work.
So it is an end of the day, relax, settle down a little bit, take it easy.
That's right, that's
That
right.
sounds good to me.
And that's just what we do. Relax. I try his flavor,
Flowered apple tobacco.
That's like candy.
No,
and he tries mine, a straight-up non-flavored variety.
Yeah.
it's strong.
Who's the funny guy now, huh?
Oh, that's me, I think.
Not sure if I would do this again, but when in Rome, or should I say Istanbul, it just feels right. Next, I take to the streets, following the sounds of gypsy music. Could there be a zither with my name on it out there? And later, I head to the hills to find the source for authentic Turkish rugs.
Back that way.
It's a new day in Istanbul, and I'm anxious to resume my quest for an authentic Turkish rug. But first,
Been trying to find this cool little gypsy section of Istanbul. Just found it.
gypsies have a reputation for being great street performers, so I wouldn't be surprised if they have some pretty nice instruments.
You can hear them. You just feel them calling you in.
The coolest instrument by far is the zither, which originated in China. The good ones are worth hundreds of dollars. I don't know how to play it, but maybe I can jump in on the violin. But apparently, they're not too impressed with Vivaldi. The term gypsy actually describes a traditionally nomadic group of people that came from India. When they arrived in Europe 500 years ago, they were mistakenly thought to be from Egypt. Thus, the word gypsy was born. Clearly, I don't quite have the gypsy vibe yet.
Very much so. Yeah, I didn't have the smoke. That was the problem.
Maybe I'll impress them with some fancy footwork.
I just got served gypsy style.
Well, they don't have anything to sell, but they do give me a parting gift. Not exactly Bosphorus quality, but definitely easier to pack.
I got a little bit left in me, huh? Nah, never had any in me to start with.
With my Turkish relic collection looking a little meager, I decide to get out of Dodge, or rather Istanbul. The next morning, I head south to Izmir. Located along the Aegean, Izmir is Turkey's third largest city, and in ancient times, it was also a destination for caravans coming from the east. Today, Izmir is a bustling cosmopolitan town, but if you know where to look, you can still find traces of the Silk Road, like these caravan sarais, sort of the ancient version of a modern truck stop.
It's a place where people get supplies and get food. You can still get food, but the supplies, it's tourist stuff.
My persistence pays off when I stumble upon a covered alleyway.
This is where it all happened. This is one of the original buildings of the caravan sarai. The camels would come in here, get tied up, and then the traders would buy all their supplies from the stalls that are behind all these ancient locked-up doors. This place is from the mid-1600s. But look, this is... it's an old shoe shine kit. Awesome.
Wonder if I can pick up a little extra cash.
I like it. Shoe shine.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next. Oh, all right.
That's the one.
That's a new one. Nice, very nice. Now, next foot, I don't want you walking around with one shiny and one not shiny. Oh, I like the way she's doing that. Oh. Woo.
Now that I've fattened my wallet a bit, I decide to check out some shops. I'd love to take home a hookah, and I think I found just the spot.
It's a 500-year-old tradition, still doing it the same way today.
Well, maybe not the same way. Centuries ago, when hookahs originated in India, they were made from coconut shells, and opium, not tobacco, was the drug of choice. Today, hookahs are smoked around the world, but Turkey is one of the few places where they're still made by hand.
Do you smoke normally?
Not normally, no.
Do you want to try?
I'll try.
You suck. Just suck.
I suck. It's not the first time I've heard that.
Ah, he may think I'm a novice, but he doesn't know. I've already tried my hand at this.
I came in a hell of a lot faster than I was expecting.
Yeah, like this.
Nice. So let's jump right to it. What's your oldest hookah in here?
Oldest hookah, that one, and behind.
This one right here?
This is oldest. This is crystal.
How old? How old?
This
do you
is
think
more
that
than 100 years old.
The $300 asking price is a little steep, but after some bargaining, we settle on $200. I think it's worth it.
Thanks a lot. That was
You're
great.
welcome. Thank
Beautiful
you.
pieces too.
Thank you.
Nice.
Next, turning this into that. My ultimate quest is in sight.